All right, so we have a ready from Bidwell, and we're waiting on a ready from Swong. Wow, who has a T-shirt that is dedicated to one of our top players, Frank. That's awesome. So we have readies from both players. All we need is our countdown, and we'll get started.
Looks like we've got a 3-2-1 pills from the DrMC bot. Thanks, DM Hero, for putting that together.
Ooh, a
And they're
Dr.
off.
MC bot. Looks like we might have had a misdrop already from Swong, dropping that double yellow on column 6. Probably could be used for some useful garbage as, wow, just needs a lot of red up there on the top.
Yeah, he really does have almost no blue left on his board. Meanwhile, Bidwell is making great haste at the beginning of his level, uh, bringing the level down to where he can get some efficient horizontals on blues and looking for plays to get use out of yellow pill halves because all of his yellow is sort of buried.
Yeah,
Looks like he's
definitely.
doing a good job of that though, and Swong continuing to take great speed on his board down at 8 viruses, about a 7 virus advantage at this point.
Yeah, he is working on this red in column 2. Notice if he drops down a little bit of garbage, it's not going to cause too much of a problem because he can clear that yellow from underneath. So things are actually looking pretty quick for him. He's ahead 3-7. And Bidwell looks like he might want to work on these blues in the middle of his board horizontally.
Definitely, yeah. And the trick is just to figure out how to work on those horizontally without blocking off your red horizontal underneath. So,
Definitely. Swong, meanwhile, out at roughly a 126. So he's already into his level 7, making his first horizontal there to start it off. Doesn't have a lot of use for red at the moment, wants a lot of blue and yellow.
and BSG will be out a couple seconds later, 145. So about a 18-second difference at this point is not very large at all for this stage of the game, I would say.
Oh, definitely. We've seen people overcome 20 virus deficits in this game. Of course, it all comes down to our good friend RNG. That stuff that we think is random, we know is pre-programmed, maddening no matter what.
Definitely. And Bidwell looks like he's getting a little stuck with all of his top line being blue. So he's going to be struggling for a little while until he gets enough blue to open things up. Meanwhile, Swong's board is very open uh, everywhere, so he's not stuck at all, and that's going to be a big advantage for him.
Yeah, he really has the opportunity to, tuck far down at the bottom to clear some blues horizontally. He's got these reds horizontally that he just took down, and some just really easy double combos. Look at this, can go straight down with the blue-yellow.
Prioritizing the blue at the bottom, leaving that yellow red. You want to leave that for quite a while because if you can clear it with 2 yellow reds, then there's no fall time and it's very efficient. So there's really no rush to get that off the board.
Swong ends up with a nice yellow blitz to finish out the level. He's not really happy with it because he had to take some drop time. I think each time a pill half falls down, it's like a quarter of a second difference, and Swong really doesn't like to take those. That's why he loves to play horizontally, but it
Bit of
doesn't
a
really matter
misdrop
anyway.
from
Ooh.
Bidwell on the right. Is going to be spending a little time cleaning that up, unfortunately.
Mm.
And that misdrop is especially unfortunate because it's blocking a very nice sweet tea for finishing off his level. But he's
Oh
going to clean that
no.
up and get oh nuts.
Oh, I really wanted him to, yeah, really wanted him to clear
Oh,
those
I
blues
see.
and get the
Yeah,
sweet
it's
tea.
actually a little bit complicated there to make sure that everything happens without breaking combos. So looks like he worked out a good way to make that happen. Meanwhile, Swang dealing with a little garbage up top, but continuing to have an 8 virus lead at the moment.
Yep, and he's setting up these reds horizontally right in the center of the board. Notice all this stuff falls down. He still does have a lot of garbage, but luckily it's sort of grouped up, so and not too hard to deal with. Currently, he has run away with gotten a little bit bigger lead, 16 to 32.
Yep, this is looking very clean for Swong at this point. Um, Done a lot of desandwiching and otherwise efficient plays, so we're going to see him out of level 8 shortly.
And meanwhile, Bidwell's chopping this level 8 down pretty quickly, doing nice, efficient clears. He's got a space for just about everything, including that blue-yellow down the center with the garbage he was manufacturing. But Swong is already off to the races on level 9.
This has become a big advantage.
And I think Swong's probably looking for this win because the last time that they met, Bidwell won on his way to the finals.
Oh, that was exciting. I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
It came really close at the end of both of their games last time.
Yeah, these players are really, really well matched, and I'm sure that Swong is looking for his trip to the finals at some point. I'm pretty sure we'll see it someday.
Has he not been yet?
I think he's not been yet.
Wow, that's exciting and surprising. This could be the one. Bidwell's going to be finishing off with Fat Log if he gets the opportunity. Might be deciding not to bother with the yellow, and then as soon as he gives away that combo, the game gives him the piece he would need to finish the combo. Very typical Dr. Mario gameplay here.
Yes, and I think Bidwell used to play on medium speed, switch to high speed, so often the next box shows the pills after you've already made the decisions and started charging your DAS, so kind of hard to make those adjustments.
Definitely can be. Swung just 3 viruses to go here in the first game of this round. Setting up for yellow horizontal to finish things off there. Just needs a little bit of blue and he'll be good to go. He'll be out at a 6:44, an excellent time.
Yeah, sub sevens are definitely where you want to be really competitive. We have seen in the last couple months, starting with you, I think, Dimwit, sub sixes. So that's the utter gold standard. You'll pretty much win with that. But sub 7 is an awesome time as well.
That's yeah. PB strats are pretty unbeatable, I think. Looks like they're getting themselves set up, ready for game 2. We've got a ready from BSG. We've got GG's in chat.
And we've
And a
got
ready from Swong as well. Looks like we're all readied up. Gonna have a countdown in just a moment here.
and 3, 2, 1, pills.
Oh, this is a really interesting board from Bidwell. His first column is completely empty down to the very bottom. So that's going to be an interesting thing that he has to work around a little bit. I'm not sure whether I like that or not.
But
Meanwhile, Swang setting up horizontals as you promised, all over the place here. Gonna get a nice
woo!
fat log.
That was pretty great. But Bidwell made a lot of great moves really early on, just clearing out for some great horizontals. But yeah, now he's working with all this stuff up high and also has some combo potential down below. See, he's taking that.
And he does have a little bit of a lead at the moment with Swang dealing with some garbage that he made early on when the game wasn't giving him what he needed for his combos. Looks like
Mm-hmm.
going to be clearing a bunch of stuff from underneath to avoid having to deal with the garbage, which is a great strategy when it can be done.
Oh, and I think he's not happy about the move he just made. I think he wanted to tuck that red yellow down into column 6 and 7, but didn't make the move. Also blocked off his red horizontal, which I think he's going to try now, but that's going to drop more garbage down. So he is a little bit buried in this end game as Bidwell gets out at a 120. Very nice time for level 6.
Great time. And he's doing a great job at the beginning of his level here. He has just one red on top, and all the rest of the reds are sort of down low. So he's dealing with that. But luckily, the game just hasn't been giving him red pills. Just all yellow, blue all day long. Lucky for him.
Yeah, it is awesome. And look, he can tuck in column 7 to get this yellow, drop down there, can tuck underneath. Yeah, this is
Oh,
really
his board is looking
cooperating.
very clean at the moment.
Yes. Meanwhile, Swong out at a 201, hates it, really hates to see it, although he finished off with a nice clear. So he's got some ground to make up, about 14, 13 viruses to go. Ooh, beautiful sweet tea from Swong.
Now, Bidwell's in having to make some really interesting decisions about the bottom of his board because there's sort of a most efficient way, and then there's the way where you are making progress the entire time you're playing, and it's often difficult to make a choice between those two. Looks like he's been mostly choosing to be making progress all the time, and that's often a good tiebreaker if you're just not sure. Pick that.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like the yellows in column 7 can come down and clear the row 1 horizontally, but he's got to get that red out of the way. Meanwhile, Swong taking some garbage down in a big combo. He's gonna want this red-blue that's coming right up. Really nicely done.
But will be out first at 310 into level 8 with about 8 viruses left on Swong's board. And as we've said on other occasions, the last few viruses on the board are actually unusually difficult to clear because you have so many fewer options.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that you taught me, Dimwit, was you got to try to open up ways to clear those last couple viruses in any way that you can. Swong's
Yep.
currently working on those blues in the bottom. He did those horizontally. He gets the double blue for vertically. He's out at about a 346. He has narrowed the gap a tiny bit. Actually, it just got back to the same size it was before. Never mind.
The
Oh
game
well.
changes so fast.
Yeah.
Oh. But here we go. Bidwell getting down to the bottom of his board. He's got a little bit of a spire on the left with the red garbage, and then 3 viruses in a row, each of different colors, is a little bit frustrating to try to deal with. Um, so that left side is going to be a little bit of a thorn for the next little bit here. Meanwhile, he's doing his best to make progress on the bottom of the board while he waits for the pieces he needs up there.
Yeah, and that gave Swang a tiny bit of time to work on stuff, but really he just needs a lot of blues there in the center. Going with these blue yellows can help him clear out the yellow at the bottom horizontally, but really he just needs to use the blues in the most efficient way possible.
Yeah, and he's made a few misdrops here. You can see him shaking his head. So,
Meanwhile, Bidwell out at about a 457, starting on this level 9. Looks like a misdrop on columns 1 and 2 already. He might have wanted to put that someplace else, but easily cleaned up with the same pills of garbage several times. Almost like it never happened.
thank you, Doctor.
Oof, look at this sweet tea from Swang.
Just needs a little bit more blue. He'll be out at a 530. A little bit behind, about 12 viruses behind at this moment. Um, definitely has a very nice starting board though, so that advantage could disappear quickly here.
Yeah, I like the starting board a little bit more than Bidwell's, although Bidwell has all of these combos set up. If he wasn't going to get the blue, that was going to be really rough for him.
Yeah, Bidwell has lots of setups going on here. Um, enough that it might actually be difficult to maintain them all, but it looks like he's just doing that, no problem. It's a really skilled play that we're seeing from Bidwell right here. This may go to a decider.
And Swong's also showing his skills. Not, there's not a lot of use for red, and he's navigating how to put down garbage without messing up later parts of his game. So he's
Oh,
had
that
plenty of setups.
that right there has to be a book title or something.
Ooh, fat log from Bidwell.
How to lay down garbage without screwing up your board.
And other fun facts. And wow, Bidwell out at about a 643. Really nice game from him. So storming back there, bringing us to a decider.
And Savage, those two games, the winning times were just 1 second apart.
What? That's so awesome. I love it when stuff like that happens. Like I think last night, Hollow Man's matches, he had the same exact time for both games in his match. It was
Oh my
pretty
goodness.
cool. Yeah. So Swong is finishing it out. He just needs a couple more yellows.
You just got to get that yellow. And he is towering up in the middle. One of the fun facts about this game is that the amount of time between pills depends on how high you place your previous pill. So it's a little bit faster, not just because you have to press down for less long, but also because the next pill appears more quickly.
What?
I know, it's kind of crazy, right?
Okay, mind blown. It doesn't make me want to start stacking stuff real high, but I'm thinking about it. All right, we got our countdown for our last game. 3, 2, 1. Pills. Yeah, the community is filled with weird little fonts of knowledge like this, and we keep discovering more and more about the game. Look at that. Look at Swong's board real high up there
Yeah,
with a
column
break in the
one
middle.
completely empty, right?
Yeah, an amazing tuck down for that horizontal.
Meanwhile, Bidwell in a similar situation with his column, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, completely empty. I don't know. Some people somehow seem to be able to just count instantly, but oh,
That was a hard lesson to learn in my commentary for sure. So Bidwell has got this broken board. Look at the big gap towards the bottom of it, and all this red up high. And notice that garbage on columns 3 and 4. I'm not sure he wants to take any drop time there, but managing this blue-red option very well. Nice combo down the row on column 1.
it is looking like both players had to make plays that involved making a little bit of garbage here. But they're just doing their best to keep things clean. Once that decision is made, then you just go ahead and do the best with what's left, and that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah. And Swong just had some awesome horizontal plays to get himself in this situation. Just needs the one yellow out at a 127. Bidwell pretty close behind, but can't use a blue red to trigger this horizontal combo. Needs the blue yellow and just needs a couple more yellows, but he has to stack up from underneath. Oh, I would have liked to see him take out that red on top, but he's got it.
And here comes a beautiful combo from Swong. Set up, spent probably 5 or 6 pills setting up for it. Came out real nice.
Always so satisfying. And look, he's got this double blue there. Don't love column 8 right now with that garbage on top. We'll see what he does with that as Bidwell heads into his level 7. There's a very slight lead for Swong. He's not as safe as Bidwell was in the last game.
This drop from Swong may have ended that lead for a little while here as
Ooh.
Bidwell brings it back to have the lead now because of that misdrop.
Yes, but Swong using that horizontal to take out some garbage. There we
Doing
go.
a
But the
real nice
time,
cleanup job.
yeah, but the time he's spending doing this is giving Bidwell an advantage, taking out all of his blues. Now, RNG really has to cooperate here. He is getting all these double yellows. We know from studying the game that a double blue comes after this string, but then we need a lot of red, and I don't think it's going to come for him in a while based on the patterns of the game. So for him, it's just going to be not blocking off things, right? Just not messing the board up.
Yep.
Yeah, like look at this is just brutal for Bidwell.
Yeah.
Ugh. I just
Needs so much red.
and this is the kind of thing that I hope secretly happens to Floyd later in our game, but you really hate to see it. You really hate to see it. Sorry,
Oh,
Floyd.
Schadenfreude in there.
Now it's not going to happen, but
Oh
Swong,
my goodness. Is this
yeah,
also a misdrop or was that intentional? I think
I
this is a misdrop from Swong as well.
yeah, but he can clean it out, creating a little garbage in the middle of the board. Still, it's not a huge lead, only a 7 virus lead, and especially because Bidwell's board is a nice starting one. He's probably going to go, he's going to go vertical on those blues, but needs a lot of blue-yellow. Things are cooperating so far.
Yep. Just a little bit of blue left on the top of his board, so one of the things he'll be focusing on now is opening up blue. For example, with this double red, make sure that's nice and open. And Swang, in a similar position, just has the one blue on top, so he's going to be focusing as well on finding ways to open up that blue. As we see, he's setting up another nice horizontal here. Going to get a sweet tee to start filling in that blue on the left.
Yeah, that is some really efficient play right there. And with this double yellow, all the garbage is gone. His column 8 is going to be the trouble. Luckily, this blue-red really takes care of things. And never mind, it's not really going to be a problem anymore.
And it is neck now with 9 viruses for each.
Yeah, I think Swong is in a much better position to finish out cleanly. Not a lot of drop time required, and certainly getting a blue-red will be perfect for him.
It does look like Bidwell has a bit of a problem with red being everywhere. Meanwhile, Swang has just one virus left. He'll be out at a 518 and into level 9 first. Bidwell just finishing off the last few reds.
There is a lot of, speaking of reds, there's a lot of red on the top of Swong's board right now. So he is trying to chip away actually at the bottom and is just going to have to drop some garbage. That red yellow at the bottom, it could have been used a little bit differently because of how much red there is on the top, but I think he'll make it work, especially as all this red starts coming down.
It's definitely a little bit of a frustrating board for Swang with everything clustered on the two edges. That makes it hard to make combos because, for a similar reason that you see like people complaining about 7-10 splits in bowling, you just can't put a pill both on the left and on the right. But he is making it work, maintaining about a 10 virus lead at the moment.
And
With,
RNG cooperating with him really well at the moment.
Bidwell looks like he was trying to set up for a horizontal on the red at the top of his board, but it's going to be real hard to build up to there without making a ton of garbage.
Another horizontal from Swang, and he's really got to clean out this red here. Notice he tucks the red blue to prepare for later. Really nicely done, but he is in a dependency with that red blue unless he wants to create some garbage to make a drop clear.
It's looking very good for Swang at the moment with just 2 viruses left and just needing a little bit more red and he'll be out. BSG attempting to make a go of it, but just couldn't quite make it fast enough, and that Swang out at a 713.
And so Swang takes that game, and he will be facing, the winner of the Dimwit Dave Smith Says match. So this could be your opponent, possibly.
Oh no.
Not what you really want to see. But we will let you go get ready for that match. And GG's to Swang and Bidwell.